Welcome back. In the previous part, we arrived at Avenue Village, and things did not go well because of the dragon. Agate did help out, did basically stop the fires from spreading, but he did wander off up here towards the abandoned mine, because these chains have been cut by a blade recently, so... Oh, hello. Triple dot. Okay, so not its third eye or anything like that. Alright, that should be enough. We'll need a bit more time to gather the necessary data. Of course, this is the sort of job he'd shove off on me. Having a bad day? I have a guest, it seems. You're that red lieutenant from before, aren't you? You got that same golden sword. Been a while, you bastard. Look at Krosner, the heavy blade. Embrace your rank C. No, you're promoted to B after the coup. No surprise that the former member of the intelligence division would already know that. You're always sneaking around in the shadows like a rat back then. Decided to get a bit more showy this time, huh? Well, whatever. I ain't interested in arrests or anything like that today. I'm just gonna slice that smug look right off your face. Confident, aren't we? I wouldn't call what happened showy, personally. It was certainly nothing compared to what you saw 10 years ago. I've had a look at the records of every bracer in this country. You and I are very similar in some ways, Agate Krosner. Triple dot. Similar, huh? You don't know shit. So don't say shit. Thing is, it's like knowing what I know. He's kinda right. You should know from our last encounter the difference in our abilities. On top of that, I have a dragon at my disposal. Where? Oh, yeah. So what could possibly drive you to engage me alone? Think I give a damn about my chances of winning? I can't stand you. I'll take any chance I can get to kick your ass. Unbelievable. This is the extent of your power? I don't even need the dragon. What? Good. We may be similar in some ways, but there is one crucial difference between us. That being the reason we take up our swords. The hell are you? I wield mine to discard my humanity and walk the path of ruin. You only wield yours in a desperate attempt to fill the emptiness within you. Triple dot. Swinging that lump of iron fills the void within you. For a brief moment, your rage lets you flee from your grief. But in the end, you're only deluding yourself. Shut up. But you continue to hide behind your delusions. You will never move forward. As you are now, you are neither fit for enlightenment nor the path I follow. You will always remain incomplete. Shut the hell up. What's that, Agate's voice? The way it's echoing, I think he must be in the big open mining pit. Come on, let's hurry. Got to check chests. Let me know where I'm going. The bridge is out. Oh, it's sort of like it wasn't. It's like, oh. Have I gone like 360 back to where I was? That's where I was. There's probably not any chests due to the scene and stuff like that, but I just gotta be sure. Huh? This bridge was broken the last time we came here. Must have been repaired in the interim, perhaps by the Royal Army or local miners? Maybe. That's suspicious. There you go. Nothing in here. Good. We don't want people refilling these while we're not looking. Why? What the? Estelle, what's wrong? This way should lead right into the mining pit. Why is it blocked off by rocks? Perhaps the dragon did something that caused the passage to cave in. Okay then, I'll use my cannon. Stand back. No, hold your blasting for now. A large explosion could simply cause the tunnel to further collapse. But... Tita, I know how you feel, but stay calm, okay? Let's see if we can find another way around. Okay. Right, back to that bridge. Just want to be sure, don't want to miss chests. Now we know they're definitely awesome, so... That would probably be the way to the mining pit, wouldn't it? Ooh. So we go through this again. Yes. You rest your head atop the empty chest. You rapidly withdraw as you hear what sounds like a heartbeat. Oh. Oh god, it's alive. It's a mimic. It's a mimic. It's a mimic. They look the same to you now, but every one of them so helpless, so vulnerable. A mere target for you and your insatiable hunger. Yeah, I guess. Can't disagree. And such. Samuel. Careless. That's the one mercy I can offer you. I'll end this quickly. Ooh. Jeebus. Oh no, he brumped. That's the scientific name for that, by the way. Brumped. Now then. It's almost time. I should alter the Gospel's control style while I still have a moment. Just a damn second. I'm not done yet. It's not over yet. Still got the pointy end of my sword now. That's... Agate! Tita! You still cling to that broken lump of iron. As you wish, you shall die as broken as your blade. No! Can never do the screams justice, can never do it. Short stuff. The hell are you doing? I was worried about you, Agate, so I came here with Estelle and... Tita! You stop them. Back off. Story scene. Oh, what do we do? Please. Stay away, please. You idiot, you think please will work on him? Just run already. Granddaughter of Zeiss's Professor Russell. Tita Russell. I'd heard you were a child genius, but no genius would ever behave so recklessly. In truth, I'm not fond of harming women or children. Still, I'll do what I must. I'll be a good girl and move. You son of a bitch. I won't move. I won't. Agate's always saving me, so... Oh, camera zooming in. That was a bit weird. I have to help him back. I have to. No, that's not it. Not just it. He's blunt. He always looks annoyed. He always treats me like a kid and calls me things like short stuff, but he's really very nice. He's always watching out for me. He means so much to me. I love him. So I won't move no matter what. Tita. You're a very brave little girl. Though I can hardly believe you care that much for such a blockhead. It seems you aren't the only ones who wish to challenge me, so I'll take my leave for now. Huh? Main guns and portside gun. Oh, all hands prepared to take the field immediately upon landing. Yes, sir. What did he say? I don't know. Shoot thing. Huh. And they finally showed their faces. Now we can begin the final experiment. Yeah. Wait, you. Don't forget, Agate Krosner. So long as you continue to delude yourself, you won't amount to anything. Nor can you protect anything you deem important. Tch. Wait. Now look, I stood here and listened to you run your mouth for what felt like forever. I am so not letting you get away after all that. Estelle Bright, you too should take this to heart. Huh? Once this experiment ends, our plan will enter its next stage. If you fail to keep your wits about you, I guarantee you will come to regret it. Wait, what's that supposed to... Yes, you dragon. You will not flee. All hands, fire, fire, bring it down. See if your cannons can do anything against a legend. Let us go, Ragnar the Ancient. Wait, why aren't you chasing him? What are you doing? Does that have something to do with your stupid bracer grudge? Not in the slightest. That monster wasn't even scratched by my rounds from a combat vessel. What do you intend to do that cannons cannot? Well, General, even to you, Your Highness, I shall not yield this point. Courage and recklessness are different things. Your Highness, I'm sure you saw the damage to Berzé and Avenue. This has, in essence, become a war. A war. Yes, you're right. Leave the bread to the bakers. I'm gonna leave that in, definitely. Leave the bread to the bakers, Miss Bright. Yeah, leave the bread, like, you know, General Morgan himself, to the bakers. What? If this is a war, the professionals will handle it. And if you want my advice, you're better off searching for Ouroborous' command center. But, you're kidding. Where'd you pop from? Also, why's your sword fixed? Alright. Standard basic model was loaded in before it changed. Hack it? Hack it. Make it easy, okay? I just finished patching you up. You aren't the heavy blade agate anymore, seeing as you lost your blade. You are the heavy blade agate, yes? Cassius tells me you're quite an active young bracer. I don't care what the old man said. General, listen. Leave the bread to the bakers. What was it you said? Beard to the bakers, I don't know. War to the professionals. Are you seriously saying that? Of course I'm serious. Unlike bracers who exist only to protect private citizens, we must protect the country as a whole. We must protect Liberl's soil and those who live upon it. The army is the only instrument that can... Protect Liberl's soil and those who live upon it, huh? Don't make me laugh. Ugh. Whoa, Agate. Agate, calm down, please. Always too late. Idiots move like slugs. You just worry about keeping everyone in step. You can't do shit without orders. You can't even protect the things you say you will. I'll do it now and you didn't do it 10 years ago. You. I wonder, who the hell could leave it to you? It's time. Gotta protect Misha myself. Oh god, he died again. Agate, is he okay? He made the brump noise again. He doesn't seem to have reopened his wounds. He's simply exhausted physically and mentally. Oh, Agate. He's making an even bigger fuss than usual. But now, he needs rest in his own bed. His home is in Ravenue. My ship can take him that far at least. Thank you. Wait a minute. You know Agate's house is in Ravenue. I remember that I met him once before. The little boy from that day has grown quite a bit. What day? It was immediately after the 100 Days War. The day the memorial to his sister and the other villagers was erected. Gasp. At least the fires are definitely out. They're not smouldering anymore. I see. What a mess. Miss Bright, General, sir. I'm sorry to have caused you so much trouble. No. In the end, we couldn't stop the dragon's rampage. Sorry we weren't of much help, really. You've no reason to disparage yourself, Miss Bright, even with the dragon still on the loose. You have proven indispensable in the aid you have given others. You successfully evacuated the market, and Mr. Krosner's firefighting efforts were marvelous. Only you bracers could have responded so quickly. I have to admit, General, it feels a little strange to hear you say that. But, about Agate. Is it true that during the war his little sister was, It is, yes. Liberl's forces and the Imperial Army were fighting on the village's outskirts. During the battle, some Ouroborous incendiary rounds hit the village. Ultimately, some of the homes were burnt, and some of our villagers lost their lives. One of them was Misha Krosner. In a way, the Royal Army is culpable for the entire incident. The defensive line was established to protect the village. The defensive line we established to protect the village ended up doing little more than drawing the fighting into it. The end result was large portions of the village being laid waste. Oh. And the order to establish the defensive line came from my desk. You can very easily say that the blood of those people is on my hands. General, sir. Please, you don't need to blame yourself. The Royal Army was doing their duty, that's all. The whole thing was just a tragedy built on several coincidences colliding. Yes, that's all it was. No, Horizon. You needn't make excuses for me. Those sort of justifications hold no meaning for those who lost family. Those like that red-haired young man. Well, after the battle, I attended the funeral for the village's dead as a representative of the army. I still clearly remember the eyes of one particular red-haired young man in attendance. Bottomless sadness, twisted by rage, eyes such as I have never seen before or since. And I was the one responsible for giving him such eyes. No, that isn't true. Agate never blamed the Ouroborous or the Royal Army or even you, General. The person he blamed was himself. What do you mean? All I know is what I observed, but Agate always seemed to blame himself in some way for Misha's death. It wasn't even remotely true, of course, but he convinced himself it was. And then, after practically torturing himself over what happened, he left the village. He wanted to search for an answer, to find a way to make it up to Misha. He always thought his time as a street thug in Rouen was because of that, as he never found his answer. He did eventually get his head screwed back on and began working the path of the bracer, but I don't think he ever truly found the answer he sought. He's still trapped by that same sadness, that same anger at himself. Oh, terrible. He General, are you sure you won't let us braces help against the dragon? What? We definitely have some strong points the army doesn't. We're smaller so we can respond faster, we're closer to the civilian population. It's a bit easier for us to get to places where the army has trouble getting to, too. I know we could help if you'd let us. But now that I've heard all this, I think Agate became a bracer because he thought there was potential in those abilities. The potential to find a way to make peace with his sister. Yeah, I think I could understand now why Agate became a bracer when Dad invited him. Dad became a bracer when he lost Mum, after all. But to prove the potential of bracers, and more than anything to help the people in need around me, I want to do everything I possibly can. So please, let us help you. Estelle. Ah, beautifully said, Estelle. I wonder, had bracers been in Bose 10 years ago, could it all have been? It's nothing. Cassius is swamped with other duties, so I will be taking command of army operations against the dragon. I need to head back to the Harken Gate and hold council over our next moves. I will take your suggestion under advisement. So then, do not be hasty. I merely said I would take it under advisement. I will contact your guild house tonight with the results of our deliberations. They better disappear. That is all I can promise. Right, we understand. The orchestra tenses, awaiting a single word. I cannot wait. I must pardon myself here then. Ryzen, my thanks for your hospitality. No, please come by any time. Okay, we'd better get back to Bose. Agate should probably stay here, huh? He's going to need at least a few days to recover from his wounds. We should let him sleep for now. Yeah, good idea. Let's check in on him before we can go and fill in Tita what's going on. Elder Ryzen. I know now is not the best time to ask, but please take care of Agate for us. You don't need to worry, he's part of our family here. Besides, compared to 10 years ago, dragon is nothing. We shall be thanking the goddess no one's died yet. Don't say yet. Don't say yet. Misha had the loveliest smile and she dearly loved Agate. But she was just as strong-willed and stubborn as her brother, perhaps even more so. When she set her mind on something, she was the type who never let it go until she damn well made it happen. Definitely sounds like Agate. Sometimes can't help but wonder what the future would have held for her. I think she would have been head of the orchards by now, if only. It's been 10 years since then. Time passes so quickly. Indeed. Leave Agate's care to us. Fair roads to you on your way back to Bose. Oh dear. We'll have a look at Agate's house soon. See if we get a different scene now because of this. Now, I would have expected Estelle to go like, just a little sigh, just something to take it all in kind of thing. My husband still hasn't come back from the orchards. He isn't worrying over things too much. He's always so serious. Always get caught there. I left Louis at the bar, but I'm worried about him. I saw all of it, the destruction, the dragon torching the orchards in all its fury. I was hoped we could spare the children such horrors. I mean, the other children were born after the war, you see. Hope we could spare them from ever having to go through something like this. It's hard not to, but right now isn't the time to wallow in desperation. For the sake of my family, I have to focus on moving forward. The village needs to come together and talk about what to do about the orchards. I have an obligation to provide for my family. First, we need to talk as a village about the future of the orchards. Had the dragon hit Bose too. I'm worried, damn it. But I can't abandon the folks here either. My wife and son are in Bose. Once we're done cleaning up here, I'm going to rush over there as fast as I can. Like, really, Estelle and guys? Tell him? Yeah? Oh, Adios grant us strength. Great challenges lie before us. But they are challenges we must and will overcome. The avenue can't sustain itself without the orchards. We must do what we can. To speak with our young people and decide where we go from here. If we mean to rebuild the orchards, we all must do some together. Liberl. Most of the homes here were hit by incendiary shells during the war. Agate's home took the very worst of it all. It was such a cruel thing to do. Everyone came together to rebuild his house. The Ouroborous were supposedly aiming at the Royal Army men who were camping in the woods. Why resort to such horrific weapons? What could be important enough to justify doing that to your fellow man? It's almost as if they were possessed, you might say, by something. So dragons really exist? Thought they were just fairy tales. But the dragons that came up in stories are almost always good guys. Never imagined they'd be nearly as violent as that one. You know, which means it's definitely being controlled. I mean, it's like, you gotta think, it's like lived around here for ages and yet done nothing. Ah, well, welcome. Lemon came over to tell me to cheer up, but I just can't. I feel how I feel. Oh, what a day it's been. Let's get rest in. Oh, I would have expected the kids to be in the bedrooms, but alright. Miss Pracer, I'm being good, just like Dad asked. We're still cleaning up the orchards. I still can't go outside. I'm bored. Miss Lemon will make a dessert for me. I heard Agate was injured and had to be carried back home. I thought I saw a little girl coming out of his house a bit ago. Who is that? She almost reminds me of... I should go check in on him later. Looks like the Royal Army soldiers have pulled out. You're terrible for saying this, but anytime I see an army uniform, I still get a twinge of anxiety, you know? The days of the war always come flooding back. And that's understandable, PTSD and stuff. At least to some extent. Right, so let us end this part here then, and in the next part we shall head into Agate's house and see if we get any scene or anything. So we'll see you then. Ta-ta for now.